What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? Wake up with me. It's your man, Trayvon Pratt with AIM, always improving the mind. Welcome on this beautiful Monday, this beautiful Mindset Monday. It is also Labor Day. It is also Labor Day. Now, I know a lot of people, I know a lot of people who have the mentality, hey, it's Labor Day, it's a holiday, it's a Monday, take the time off. And that's cool, but I'm in work mode. Plus, this is purposeful. So we need to start the week off on a good note. And I got a message for y'all today. I have been doing a lot of inner work, as we all should. And I'm excited about what we're going to talk about today. And this is more of a surprise live because I didn't get the chance to put everything and set everything up. So if you normally uh get to see my previews, my premiere, and we discuss it online and stuff, I ain't do none of that. This is like a pop-up live. Surprise, surprise. Even on a holiday, we still here. Okay. Let's get into it, right? Uh, one of the things that I've been realizing, and one of the things that I noticed that most of us, we don't want, and we tend to run away from or try to avoid, is the struggle. It's the struggle. They say it's the struggle, the struggle, the struggle, the struggle. Everybody's struggling. If everybody is struggling, and shout out to everybody that's watching. What's up, y'all? If y'all come over to YouTube, you can comment live. We could discuss it live. You can even join me live if you'd like to, but you got to come over to YouTube for that. But man, everybody's struggling. What is the struggle? Normally, when I think of the struggle, right, I think about poverty. I think poverty is the biggest struggle, but everybody's struggling, right? So what is the struggle? Let's do this. Let's define struggle. There's a few definitions. The first one says to contend with an adversary or opposing force. It's the op. It's the ops, man. To contend resolutely with a task, problem, etc. To strive, to struggle for existence is a definition. To advance with violent effort, to struggle through the snow. Okay. For athletes and competitors, to be coping with inability to perform well or to win, to contend with difficulty. I think that's the main one. When I think about the struggle, is what are you going through, right? What are you going through that makes it a struggle? It's like I said, incapability. You feel like you're not there yet. You aren't able to, you don't have the resources to, so it creates a struggle of versus. It's like me versus this problem. I'm struggling with this problem that I can't solve, you know? Um, man, we about to y'all chime in, bro, because I'm about to go in. I'm about to be as transparent as I can, right? Because one of the things I learned about doing what we consider shadow work, the inner healing, the intentional self development, the always improving while we here, right? Trust and believe I'm not one who does not practice what he preaches. I am intentionally on my own journey, doing my own healing, doing my own work. I gotta put the work in. This is what Labor Day celebrates. It's the work. So you should, if anything, from this live today, you should be celebrating all of the work that you've put in thus far. Hello? You should be celebrating all of the work that you've put in thus far. All right. Now, as far as personal, I've put in a lot of work. It's about to be double digit days that I have not had a day off at work, at my job. You've seen me consistently here, going live and going live with guests, which will have more to come. You've seen, if you've been here, you've seen a lot more content being put out. I think I put out like 6 pieces of content every day, right? You've seen the work on the forefront. I'm also doing the work interior, on the inside, right? And one of the things that I have to keep relearning about this struggle is that it's not to be avoided. The struggle is not to be avoided. Your struggle is yours. And it's a quote that I heard from Paul DeBerry. Shout out to Paul DeBerry and Rebuilding Men. And it's the main thing that I keep remembering from him. I keep hearing from him is that life is not happening to you, it's happening for you. And that is a change in the direction of thought, because when you realize that this is for you, no success story, you can't have a success story without the struggle. You cannot, every success story, we don't really want to hear about, oh, you already there, or you already made it, or you're a millionaire now. Congratulations. How? How? What did you go through? What was your challenges? What were the problems you faced? What was your adversity? What was your struggle? Right? What was the struggle that you went through to get to where you are? Because, like I said, everybody's struggling. And we don't want to feel like we're struggling for nothing. Surprise, surprise, you aren't. If everything happens for a reason, there's no such thing as a coincidence. It's not by coincidence that you are going through whatever struggle you're going through. And it's meant for you. It's meant for you. It's meant for you to build. The struggle builds character. The struggle builds character. Because what you go through involuntarily, because life be lifing, right? What you go through involuntarily is building you for everything that you're working for, man. Everything. And here's another reason. This is what I recently had to relearn. Here's another reason why people don't work on themselves, right? When you start to do for you, this whole process of self development, it is not easy. It's not even simple. I can't even give it simple, right? When you start this process of self development, you start to acknowledge things about yourself. You start to become aware of certain people in your life, certain situations, certain toxicity and toxic areas that you need to remove. You don't actually want to. You start to realize habits that don't serve you anymore. They may have served you for that time being, but they don't serve you anymore. They may have gotten you through a phase or a period of life, but this new phase that you're into, that you're entering into, does not entail those habits. You got to create new ones. And we'll talk more about that. But you have to create new ones. This shedding of self, this shedding of self, right? To blossom into this new you, this improved you. You got to let some things go, and that could be hurtful, right? That's change is a scary thing. It's like the main fear amongst humans. We fear change. If everything could just stay as it is, it'll be great, but it doesn't. So it becomes a struggle. And here's what I had to learn, simplify it. The struggle is meant for you to embrace it. I ain't saying that as if it like I could smile and stuff now, but the struggle, when you struggling, is not fun. It's not fun, it's not cute, it's not cool, right? You struggling. And it's not easy, but it's meant for you to embrace it. Because whatever you're going through is is set in place to build you. It's meant for you. And God don't give no task to his soldiers that you can't bear. God wouldn't give it to you if you couldn't handle it. It wouldn't be happening to you if you couldn't handle it. And I know that just sounds cliche, but it's real. Now, here's the point I'm gonna drive in for the self development personally. What I recently just went through, right? For the last 2 weeks, ever since my birthday, I've been like hyper intentional and setting new habits, setting routine, setting the scene and the environment for certain things to happen that I've been yearning for, right? And all of this routine and stuff, I'm a spontaneous person. I don't necessarily like routine, but I understand that routine, what's a better word? I understand consistency. I understand building a habit, repeatedly doing something, until it's like instinct, until it's like first thought. I don't even have to think about it type thing. So I've been going through that process to get rid of some old habits, right? And it became a struggle because with my newer habits, my what I'm doing is more so an inner reflection. Everything outside of me is because of me. How I view the world is because of my perception. It's my perspective. What happens around me is because of my thinking, right? So I need to get myself together. If 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 the people around me aren't moving, I got to look at myself. Am I moving? Huh? If there's no love out there, that means that I'm not loving. Everything comes back to me. I control me, and that controls the environment. So all of this inner reflection, right? I'm feeling good because I noticed things. I put in the work in, right? I'm doing all of the shadow work, the background work, and bringing things to the light, letting certain insecurities of mine surface so that I can handle them and become secure. Hello? And I'm feeling good, right? But then here we go. Anytime you work towards something, you can expect a challenge. It's not going to be all peaches and roses. It's not going to be a simple, oh, yeah, that was my problem. And now it's not. When it's not, you can say it. Like I said at the beginning, like I could laugh now because I ain't in that same struggling phase. But I was struggling for these last 2 weeks. I was struggling, and I had to learn some things. What I learned is, when you are doing good, it doesn't always feel good. I had asked God, I was like, why when I'm working on myself to better to better myself, to better my marriage, to better my finances, to better my mindset, to better my body. Why when I'm working on myself for better, am I getting more problems? For real. I went to God like, why would you give me that problem? When I ain't even I thought we was past that. Like I thought since I realize it, and this is a guy thing, since I acknowledge it now, it's nothing. No, you still have caused some type of effect. But because I realized the cause and now I'm working on the cause, I act as though the effect doesn't matter anymore. No, you still gotta reprimand for whatever that it is that you've done, right? You still gotta answer for your actions, even though you could acknowledge now your actions caused this. Your way of thinking prior to has set this up. Now it's time to clear it up. Now it's time to get some more work done. Now it's time to get your hands dirty, right? But I went to God like, why am I given this struggle? And instead of asking, why me? I supposed to been looking at it like, why not me? It's meant for me. I'm built for that. I can do it. I can handle it. I supposed to. So it wasn't like I said, the struggle isn't a pretty thing because what happened was when I acknowledged detrimental habits, when I acknowledged the places that I wanted to improve in my areas, in my life, and I intentionally worked on those areas got shaky. Those areas got turmoil, right? It was not smooth. They say a smooth sea never made a skilled sailor. Say that 5 times fast. They say a smooth sea never made a skilled sailor. You don't get better with ease. You know that like all of these phrases, nothing grows in the comfort zone. It was uncomfortable, y'all. It was uncomfortable, almost to the point where I felt like it was unbearable. Let me know if you ever felt like this problem is unbearable. I cannot bear it. But look at you, past that problem. If not, you're progressing. I know you are because I know how life work. I know how God work. I know mentality. You can't sit with the same problem for so long and it holds the same weight. Either it's gonna get heavier or lighter. So you're supposed to struggle. Bear it. Bear your struggle. And one of the things after I asked, you know, after I put the pressure on God, after I relieved it and gave my problems to God and asked God, and I needed an answer. This is how me and God got a connection. Our connection comes with answers, and Spirit speaks Spirit speaks. He always gives me some type of clarity, but you got to be open to it. And it more than likely ain't gonna be what you like. It ain't gonna be what you think. It ain't gonna be what you want. You know, like God don't think like you. Okay. But he does input. He gives you that God knowledge, that God wisdom, that God given guidance to elevate into God presence. Okay. I went to these two books that I got, and I'll go ahead and shout them out now. Battle Cry by Mr. Jason Wilson and Disciplines of a Godly Man. When I opened this book, Disciplines of a Godly Man, I was given that book by my life coach in 2020. And he told me the book is more of like you don't have to read it chapter to chapter. Whichever area may seek out for you, just go to that chapter and read, you know. And I opened the book when I asked God these questions. I opened the book and a chapter stuck out to me when I went to read that chapter. This is what stood out. It said, Jesus didn't just bear his cross, he then suffered. Again, Jesus didn't just bear his cross, he then suffered. Translation, what does that mean? You're supposed to struggle. The struggle comes with that decision to move forward after you take accountability, after you uphold yourself, after you deem yourself responsible, after you start working. When you're making progress, the suffering is included in that. You're supposed to, man. You're supposed to suffer. The struggle builds character, y'all. You're supposed to go through change is painful. Growth is painful. It's painful. You ever looked at I mean, just think about and shout out to Mr. Robert Utley for giving me this. He said, you know, think about the process of a tree growing. That seed has to go into the earth, into the ground, and be covered in complete darkness. It's dark, it's cold, it's wet. And then what happens is everything in that little seed has to push its way out of the outer wrapping of that seed, right? The shell. Then it has to push, those roots have to push and force its way through all of the soil, all that dirt. And then it can push to the surface and it'll be just a little sprout. And then it has to hope that it gets enough water and sunlight and oxygen and all of the good stuff that it needs to continue to grow. But then you see that growth never stops. Now you got a big oak tree, but it wouldn't happen if it didn't go through. Think about that. You're usually not going to get a breakthrough until you witness the breakdown. I usually get a breakthrough at the point I'm about to break down. Shout out to Mr. Utley, Doc Rob. But man, even if you look at this struggle in a business aspect, they say there's no risk, there's no reward. No risk, no reward. So what are you willing to sacrifice? Hmm? I know every entrepreneur I talk to, they've had some type of struggle. They've sacrificed, oh, finances here or food here or time here. Every person, everybody has some type of struggle, but your struggle is for you. It's meant for you. It's for you to build. It's for you to better yourself. It's for you to improve. So when they say the struggle is real, uh, I mean, I think I'm a I think I'm gonna hit on all of the trendy phrases. All of these trendy phrases, like the struggle is real. What happened? What was the struggle? I had to come to work. The struggle is real. That ain't the struggle. I understand it being a challenge sometimes. You don't really want to come to work, right? You don't really feel like getting up, getting out the bed. That's a challenge sometimes. I can't consider that the struggle. What is the struggle? The struggle is I don't know how I'm gonna make it. The struggle is if X don't happen, then Y. Like the struggle, you feel the struggle. So when you say the struggle is real, what are you commanding? What are you talking about? Because that one a struggle, my dog. That one a struggle. But that's what I wanted to give to you, my guys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Uh yes, the struggle, the actual struggle is real. And the main thing that like I said in the beginning, the main thing that I think about as far as the struggle is poverty. But when we go over those definitions, it's to contend with adversary and opposing forces and incapability. Uh, all of that is in poverty. It actually costs more to be broke. Another topic, another topic. But yeah, I that's the main thing that comes to mind when you talk about the struggle and then, like, inner conflict. That's the struggle. The struggle to change, the struggle to improve, the struggle to do better. If it was easy, everybody will be doing it. If it was easy, everybody will have a healthy mentality. Everybody will have a strong mindset. Everybody will be smiling and laughing at all times. Everybody will be happy go lucky and super optimistic. Everybody would be healthy and fit, you know, which doesn't mean abs, but everybody would be healthy and fit. Everybody would be everything if everything was all easy. It's not easy. It's a struggle. Think about that. Just going to work out. You're enduring struggle. Your body has to go through the struggle in order to build. Look at your body. How does muscle grow? Old muscle has to be torn. If you've ever lifted weights, you feel that burn. What's happening is new muscle is pressing against old muscle. And when you get to see gains, that's because it tore. That's a struggle. You got to tear your muscle to build new muscle. Hmm? It's a struggle, man. All of these things emphasize the struggle, but the struggle is not meant for you to avoid. You can't avoid it because it's inevitable. And the struggle is not meant for you to run away from. You can't get away from all of your problems. You cannot ignore or disacknowledge all of your challenges. The struggle is meant for you to embrace it. It is meant for you to embrace, and it's meant to build you, to make you better, to make you stronger, to make you have more lucrative thoughts, for you to be able to think better, simply make better decisions, right? We all got decisions that we made that we like, that wasn't the best. But because that wasn't the best, because of that challenge, because of that struggle, you can think more in depth quicker for the next challenge that appears. Do not run or avoid your struggle, but embrace it. I'd even encourage you to run towards it, because the longer you disacknowledge it, the longer it will go on. When you acknowledge the struggle and you willfully go through it, you usually don't have to go through it for so long. You gonna feel it, but you usually don't have to go through it for so long. You prolonging your struggle by trying not to struggle instead of going through it. Go through your storm. Go through your go through your storm. All right. I won't continue going biblical, but I've been reading, so it's been good. Uh Peace be still. Yeah, I mean, within the storm, be still. You know what I'm saying? We can keep going. We can keep going. But that's it for this beautiful Monday. This beautiful Monday. It's Mindset Monday with Trayvon Pratt. Aim always improving the mind. If this has helped you, if this if you find any knowledge, any value to the channel, please share it with the world. Subscribe yourself, okay? And man, we're gonna just keep on building, man. We're gonna keep on improving. Much love to everybody. Peace. And happy Labor Day.